and I just came home and I was just so miserable at my job. Tyler was like, why did we need that? Because it's beautiful. And when I saw how much money we would save, is how cheap this lifestyle can be, I was like, I think I'm sold.
We do like to go to campgrounds every once in a while, and that's one of the main reasons why having like an RV style is nice.
I'm Madison.
I'm Tyler.
And this is our home on wheels, so come take a tour. Welcome to our RV kitchen. We have everything that you would really need in a normal sized house. We installed a really big sink. I would rather it take up a little bit more countertop space and be able to actually wash my dishes really well in here. My sink faucet is one of my favorite things in here. It was probably one of the most expensive things in the kitchen. And Tyler was like, why did we need that? Because it's beautiful. And then we do have a full-sized oven as well, because I wanted to be able to still cook my veggies and throw in a frozen pizza every now and then. It has a 3-burner cooktop, so I'm able to cook all of just our standard meals in here. And we also have a microwave, but it's also a convection oven. We mainly boondock, but it's nice if we are parked at a campground that we do have that option in here as well. As for storage, it is a pretty tiny kitchen, but we still have plenty of room for our things. This is where we keep our plates, mugs, bowls, seasonings, and we have just keep like our silverware, things like that in here. And this is actually a fake drawer because our inverter for our solar system is in there, so we had to sacrifice that storage. For our decor, I was definitely going for like a modern cottage vibe in here. Lighting in a small space was really important for us, so we, besides my little lamp, we also wanted to add extra lighting on top, which makes a really big difference in here. Yeah, so it just lights up the ceiling and it just makes it extra cozy in here, especially at night. For our backsplash, to kind of go along with like my cottage core theme, so we bought like stone, like plastic pieces. So they're really lightweight, super thin, and then we just use like all-purpose Loctite to get it to stick to the wall. And then I used like a white grout and I just mixed it and I just filled it in with the cracks, and then I wiped it off with a wet rag to kind of give it more of like a distressed stone look. And I personally love how it turned out. A lot of people were worried that whenever we go down bumpy roads that it'll crumble and it'll all fall off, but it stayed in place, and we've been traveling in it for 2 months and it still looks the way that I installed it. Also part of our kitchen, of course, we do have a full-size fridge. It's electric and propane. Whenever we lived in our 1984 Toyota, it was a regular fridge, probably about this size, but then the freezer was just like a little tiny section like this big, and you can barely even fit any ice. If you want ice, forget about it. You can barely fit any meat in there. So in this freezer, we can actually fit like a full-sized ice cube tray, which was a game changer whenever we moved into this RV. Back in 2020, I was working at a pretty corporate job, and it was right around when COVID hit, and I just came home and I was just so miserable at my job, and so I went up to Tyler and I was just like, we should just sell everything and move into an RV. He was like, oh, okay, and I was kind of like half kidding, half serious, and he took that and ran with it and proposed to me like all the reasons why we should do it and all the money that we would save. And when I saw how much money we would save, because how cheap this lifestyle can be, I was like, I think I'm sold. This is our living room. A big reason why we actually bought this specific RV is because it has a slide out. So this trim that goes all the way around, it moves in and out, which gives us an extra 1.5 feet of extra walking room in here, which makes a really big difference. This is our dinette. We were thinking about removing this to add like a couch so we could have a TV and have that kind of living room space, but we just felt like this was a lot more practical because under each seat there's also a ton of storage, and we didn't want to sacrifice that in here. And it's still a really good working space, and we work full-time on the road too, so we just felt like having a table was crucial to living in here full-time. Kind of part of the kitchen, but it's the only space that we have for all of our food. So our pantry is in both of these. We have to be really careful whenever we're going down bumpy roads whenever we open these again, because stuff does fall out all the time. As far as like our decor and stuff in here, our cushion seats, these are just literal covers that we got off of Amazon. And then I got our mirror, which is one of my favorite things in this space. I just found it at Marshall's, so I kind of got lucky on that one. And then just added some picture frames and stuff just like from our travel. So this is like my favorite little corner that we have in our RV.
Welcome to our bedroom. It's pretty small, as you can see. The mattress we had to get it custom made because we wanted something more comfortable than the one that came with it. But we had to get it custom made because of the curve. It is between a full and a twin, so we're pretty cozy in here. We didn't really change a whole lot other than the mattress back here, but we did. This used to have a curtain right here that would separate it, but we took it down because we're the only ones living in it. But we do love how large the windows are. Back here we can just open them up and it's really bright. All of my clothes are up here in the storage area, and then all these up here we put them in baskets because we didn't want everything flying out. Right here is all of Madison's clothes. It's the only closet that we have. I did build 3 shelves in there. I do have a few clothes in there, but that's mainly all hers. She has the most clothes out of the 2 of us.
So we bought this RV late last October and we immediately started renovating it. We bought this for $35,000 and we put quite a bit into it. So we haven't tallied it all up, but it was probably around an extra $10,000 to renovate it. So then it brings us to a total of about $45,000.
So directly across from our bedroom is our bathroom vanity. We added the sink. We wanted to go with like the bowl style. It is nice to have this because if somebody's using the restroom or taking a shower, you can come in here, and mainly Madison can still get ready and, you know, while I'm using the restroom. Welcome to our bathroom. As you can see, it's pretty spacious for the size of vehicle that this is. We do have a porcelain toilet that we swapped out the old nasty one for. It does have a bidet, which is really, really nice to have. I won't get into the specifics, but it's really nice. Do your own research. The shower is pretty spacious. Obviously, I'm standing straight up. I'm 6'1". I can be in here pretty comfortably. We probably take a shower once or twice a week. And when I say shower, I mean like a Navy shower, because we only have about 30 gallons of fresh water on board. So we try to prolong that as much as we can because we like to stay in a spot for about a week at a time. So if we do shower, it's very quick. So that's why we got this shower head with a stop button on it. When you get the hot and the cold set to where you like it, it makes it a lot easier to save water rather than shutting it off and turning it on that way. We do like to go to campgrounds every once in a while, and that's one of the main reasons why having like an RV style is nice, because we can hook up to city water and you can take unlimited showers basically.
When we first hit the road, I had quit my job and he was still working. At his previous job he had been at full-time, let him stay on. So that was a huge blessing. He was tech support, but it was like part-time. So he was making maybe like $400 a month back then when we had first hit the road, which was enough at the time, you know, to pay for groceries and gas. And Tyler had just encouraged me to just do social media full-time. So I was just posting every single day, and I wasn't making us any money really, but I had like one brand deal with a portable air conditioning company that was paying $400 a month for me to make like all this content. So at the time we weren't making a whole lot of money, but I just kept on posting just every single day across all the platforms. And eventually in September of 2022, I went to Tyler and I just told him I think we're making enough money doing social media, but we also don't need a whole lot living on the road either. So that looks different for everybody. But eventually it's become to where social media, working for brands, and posting on TikTok and Facebook do pay us. But Tyler calls himself my assistant because it's like social media is mainly my thing, but that is what has kept us on the road the last several years. Another big reason why we chose a rig that's like this is because my husband is 6'1", and so we lived in that 1984 Toyota, and he literally couldn't stand in there. So the roof, like you can tell, there's so much room above me, and we have a skylight right here. So there's plenty of room for him to be walking around in here, but this area specifically is extremely tall.
This is a 2008 Winnebago View. This RV is built on a Dodge Sprinter chassis. We decided while we're down here in Baja to get it painted. Found a guy in Cabo that would paint it for like $1,000. Did about 4 or 5 day job on it. We love how it turned out. One thing we loved about a previous RV that we had was our stabilizers. I did some research and found a company that makes leveling jacks for this specific RV. They've been kind of a game changer with this RV because it shakes back and forth a lot. Another perk of having them is that you can change tire pretty easily without having to jack the RV up. They're really nice to have. I'm glad we put them on there. On the exterior of our RV, we've got various storage areas. This is my garage. Directly below this is the onboard generator. I think it's a 3,500 watt generator powered by our propane tank, but that's not our only source of electricity. We do have 400 watts of solar on the roof with a 3,000 watt inverter charger and a 230 amp hour lithium battery, and it can charge from the motor as well. So we have several different ways we can charge our batteries. So if we get too low on a rainy day, I can turn the generator on, recharge that up, or when we're driving. 400 watts is a little bit low. I wish I had about 600 or 800 watts. 400 watts on the roof is about all I could fit up there. Pro of living this lifestyle is obviously you get to go wherever you want to go and do whatever you want to do, as long as you have the money and the time. And so we get to experience just ultimate freedom being on the road. We get to experience nature. We get to go to so many national parks and so many cities and so many places that it would have taken us 20 years to do all this if we had to only use vacation time to do it. That's a huge pro. Some of the cons, though, are being away from family for an extended period of time. That can kind of get hard. We've also had 3 new nephews get born in the last 4 years that we've been on the road. Yeah. So that makes it even harder. It weighs heavier on us every year. So we have to be more intentional about going back and seeing them. Probably the biggest con, I think. Yeah, for us. That's definitely the biggest cons. And then of course there's just random cons. It doesn't like keep us from being on the road. Like we don't mind it, we'll deal with it. But like in a normal house, you don't have to worry about where am I gonna get clean water, where am I gonna dump my toilet, just like little things like that. Or can I take a shower? Do we have enough water for me to do that? Those are just sacrifices that are overall worth it for us to be able to have the freedom, like Tyler said. Thank you for touring our tiny home. You can follow us at White Home on Wheels on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Hope to see you down the road. Bye.